Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today I am putting up for sale all of my rarest, most deluxeified, and most valuable Kingdom Death upgrades, pieces of artwork, and collectible models. I'm doing this so that we can, rebuild, redefine, and renew our relationship with the Quackalope channel. You see, I want to change the way that we do content. I want to move away from the clickbait, crowdfunding, last chance to back style video coverage and go in depth on a variety of games and titles and build and invest in the communities around them. A primary one of those being Kingdom Death Monster. We're still running our Gambler's Chest campaign, even though it's been a little while since I've been able to edit and post gameplay footage. We're still working through the Black Knight that just came in and excited for some of the releases that are coming down the road this year. I'm still in love with this game. In fact, it's my wife's favorite game. And yet, we can't spend 8 to 12 hours on every single video we produce if we don't have a way to monetize and justify that time. My hope in selling some of these collectible pieces and deluxeified pieces is that it'll give us a little bit of room to build a library over the next 3 to 4 months of high quality content around not only Kingdom Death, but also around some of the other games that we want to focus on and invest in. Things like Final Girl, Terraforming Mars, Scythe, Marvel Champions, Dune Imperium, and a few others that I have over on the table there for a video coming up later this week. So, if you're an interested buyer, if you're excited about the premise of being able to acquire some of the stuff that you've seen on the table over the past few years, some of the stuff that we desperately do not want to sell, shoot me an email at quackalope@gmail.com and we'll discuss pricing and figure out the logistics of how to get everything to you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the stuff that I have for sale, and we're going to have 2 more videos coming out, I believe today, maybe one a little bit later this week, selling the rest of our collectible resins. Again, trying to get us a little bit of time. We're not selling any gameplay content. All the stuff that we have, the two full core games of Kingdom Death that we own, those are staying in studio because we plan on producing a lot more content around this IP specifically. And also, a video selling some of the most rare games in my collection. I don't have time to play everything I own, and so games that are old, rare, and valuable but aren't getting to the table are things that I think I should probably let go of, at least for now, at least for this season, as we try to focus in and redefine what it is Quackalope is and does. Okay, starting with probably the thing that's the hardest for us to ever let go of, I have a full bronze set of core game Kingdom Death. I mean, this is probably a 5 pound, maybe 3 pound, no, probably 5 pound piece of jeweler's bronze here, and it is absolutely glorious. I have the Phoenix, the White Lion, the Antelope. We have the Kingsman and the King's Hand. We have the Butcher. We have the Goldsmoke Knight. We have the Watcher. We have the 4 starting survivors, the Intimacy couple, and a whole pile of other bronze models that I've picked up. Some of these are going to be the exclusive models that came during the very first Kickstarter wave, like I believe we have Candy and Cola in here. You also are going to have some of the various pinups that are available, and things like the Legend of Zelda style First Swordsman. I am offering all of these, this entire bronze collection, to one very lucky and hopefully very well-off Kingdom Death player. Now, why do I own all of these bronze? These aren't official Kingdom Death products, even though the creation and the fidelity and the accuracy in the casting is, in my opinion, a work of art. I never would have known about these if it had not been for the YouTube channel. You see, back about 3 or 4 years ago, I started working on a project that I never ended up finishing, where I was going to compare the various different scams out there in the market with the official resin production copies of Kingdom Death. I, like many at that time, was obsessively buying and collecting, and I'd ended up purchasing a few items on eBay that turned out to be completely false. They were cheap Chinese knockoffs, they were resin cast, and horrible. And so I started going down a rabbit hole, as you do, and I ended up buying, I don't know, probably, easily hundreds of dollars worth of resin models to compare to the models that I had, along with any other off-kilter Kingdom Death products that were available. These bronze models happened to be one of those, and I bought, I believe, one or two of the starter, core pinups, and I think I bought maybe the Intimacy couple early on. I don't quite remember. When they arrived, I was shocked with how nice they were. These are custom-made pieces of, those metal chessboards that everyone, wishes they had in their house. This is the equivalent to playing with that. They are weighty, they are beautiful, they reflect the light, and the accuracy of the casting is par for none. These are done by a skilled metalsmith who no longer produces and creates any of these bronze models at all. He was a hobbyist at the time, I believe out of Russia, and was working, creating, and crafting not only Kingdom Death models, but also a variety of other things. Things from Warcraft and other board games that they thought were interesting. I, of course, went through a buying spree over the course of the next year when the store was available, and I purchased all of the bronze models that were produced, every unique variation. So I have the full collection, the entire set. They are beautiful and they are intricate. This Phoenix, for instance, is a multi-piece cast, like all of these are, but this is a one-of-a-kind. There will never be, unless you make it yourself, another bronze cast Phoenix from the core game of Kingdom Death. Needless to say, this is not a cheap set of upgraded pieces, and so please feel free to reach out, but do not be shocked if it is out of your range. This is really a special set for one individual person who's interested in taking it off our hands. This is the one thing that Shira and I, if the price is right, are willing to sell. But the reality is, we really, really like this set. This might be the single nicest and single most cared for piece of board game merchandise we have in our house. We play our actual core campaigns with this. We've been through a full campaign with our bronze models featured, and we would kind of hate to see it go. Being said, if it helps us clear some debt and helps us maintain this channel for a few more months, we would be willing to do so. Moving on to the other things that we have here, I do have the Resin Gambler on the table here. We picked this up at Gen Con this year, along with a signed poster board from a Mr. Adam Poots, a 1 out of 1. I don't know if I am actually allowed to offer this for sale. If you are interested, please message me, but I would have to double check both with my wife and definitely with Adam. He sold this to us at the convention based on a bit of the relationship that we had and also based on some goodwill, and so I would want to confirm before offering this one-of-a-kind gambler to the wider marketplace, to the collectors that are out there. Being said, I am happy to confirm if you're interested and you want to put an offer on the table. Other things that I have a first edition Scribe. This is a Resin Scribe, copy 243 out of 450 with the signed collector's card. I have the Resin Butcher along with the display model that was there on the convention floor. So you could have one that is still in the custom box, the resin box here. I'll open this up so you can get a closer look with the number 10 out of 21 stamped on the inside. And you could have a copy that was not within the cycle because it was the copy they were using to show off what this was to everyone there at the convention. I have a few other big pieces that I want to show off before I get to the rest of the resins that we have sitting around. Specifically, the artwork that I have behind me. I have a full set of the Survivor prints, framed in hardwood and behind UV protective glass, with the artwork and the first edition card coming from this little resin collector's box here, with the lovely little stamp on it. Oh, not this one. With the lovely little forged founding stone on it. We have all 4 of the original resins still unpunched on their sprues for the 4 starting survivors. And we have the full set, signed by Adam Poots. You can see up here in the corner with the collector's card on them. These are impossible to get now. And the quality of display, the quality of framing, these are some of my favorite pieces of artwork. Again, things we would rather not see go. But again, things that we are certainly willing and interested in selling if the time and conditions sort of match up. If you're someone who would appreciate and be able to take care of these, all 4 things would come together. So the 4 pictures plus the little box of resin minis, so that you can either display them together or you can build those resins, get them professionally painted, and have them displayed alongside the artwork like I had originally wanted and intended to do. Moving on to another very big piece of artwork. This is the matching set that I had. I don't know that I can show it all here. So this is coming from a mystery box that was done way back in the day. I forget the actual term for it. It had a wax seal on it and everything. It was very, very fancy. But I ended up deciding to frame the White Speaker, the Priest, the Twilight Knight, and the Savior, the Child Savior, who are all the people that are displayed and featured in this Manhunter piece of artwork here in the center. So you have some of the older pieces of artwork, some of the older pieces of cards, framed up with a print that is no longer accessible or available to buy. Finally, one of the bigger and other pieces of deluxe stuff that we have, I have a full wooden, handmade Kingdom Death box. I don't know that I can pick this all up. I've showed it before, but this is a walnut box. That's the lid there. Let's see if I can pick up and display some of the other pieces. So inside here we have some of the trays. They have, you see the beautiful burl there for the display on the lantern. Oh, we have another tray here which has inside of it just some beautiful, beautiful woodworking. You have holders, which are going to be wooden with the laser etched cards. A full set of cards in there, which won't be in the sale because that's one of the copies of the game that we can't let go. And for your tokens, you have this. And this is a 2009 4 out of 5, and I do not believe they are still making these handcrafted wooded boxes. An entire core game fits in here perfectly, and I also have an additional tray with additional inserts that allows you to fit all of your expansions all together in one complete set. So if you're looking for the most glorious way to store your copy of Kingdom Death ever, this is an upgrade that I wanted for years and years, ordered, and it took a couple of years to actually get it to me, and now it could be yours in a moment. Okay. The last stuff that we have. Let's go through some of the resins that we have here. So I have a beautiful owl. Bought this. Thought it was lovely. I don't think I'm ever going to build him, though. So this is the Blushing Owl, number 194 out of 250. You can see the artwork there. I like birds. This is one that I would actually really like to keep and have painted and have displayed. And whatever the going rate for these things are is what I'll price them at. We have the pinup lioness bust. I actually have 2 of those, so if you like some of the pinup busts, we have some of those available. I believe these are both first editions as well. I can open up one to confirm. Let's see. Are you a collector? Yeah. So I believe these are both first edition copies, $3.99 out of 500. And if you email me about them, I can let you know what the other first edition copy is running for. So if you're a fan of busts, if you're a fan of pinups, we have 2 of these resin ones available. We have a set of starter keys. The Master Dwelling key set. This comes from the digital version of the game. I bought the expensive version of the game. I have yet to really spend much time playing it online, but I've heard it's really developed and I should check it out. So if you're looking for a set of these keys, if you're an obsessive collector like I was back in the day, those would be a prime target for me. And we have a 54mm pinup Preacher, which again, this is just one of those things that's a little bit harder to get. If I could get this out, that would be fantastic. Am I able to? I don't know. I might need a little blade. I don't want to cause any damage, but I have it sleeved to protect it, but that also makes it hard to get it to come out perfectly. So there's the bottom part of it. And of course we have, back in the day, they used to ship them with these little thank you cards, and they used to ship them with the edges cropped slightly. So this is one of these older, more collectible, more interesting cards. A little bit of Kingdom Death lore and collector history for you. And then we have our awesome Lioness bust, or Huntress bust. So if you're looking for an epic bust, this is number 6 out of 200. Again, all the pieces are here. Has not been built. It has only been opened, displayed, and then stored again. Finally, we have a few pieces of artwork for those of you that are into cool, interesting, weird, collectible Kingdom Death stuff. I believe this is from the first Gen Con ever that they hosted, but I'm not entirely sure. This is a original Kingdom Death paper bag. I consider this exceptionally collectible because they don't do this nonsense anymore. It's kind of like those cool boxes. Everyone wants the most unique, most interesting box in their collection. So if you're looking for, I know some people are going to think I'm insane, but if you're looking for a Kingdom Death stamped paper bag, I have one of those. We have the White Lion, signed by the artist, down here in the bottom corner, which I think is very cool. We have the Intimacy Couple, again signed by the artist, down there in the bottom corner. And we have the pinup, I forget, this is the, she looks like a cat, but I forget the name of which pinup this is. Again, signed by Lockman, down here in the bottom corner. So if you're looking for a few pieces of artwork signed by the original artist, this would have been, I believe, 2019 Gen Con is when we would have got access to these and got them all signed. I think these two are things that we might be willing to actually display in our house eventually. This one certainly is not something that we would frame and hang up on the wall. We have to be mindful of, you know, the pinups that we have being shown off around our house. So that's the collection. That's the whole swath of cool, fancy, expensive, deluxeified Kingdom Death components that I have. So if you're interested, please send me an email at quackalope@gmail.com. I'll leave a link in the top of the video description. And let me know, are you going to be the proud owner of any of these fascinating pieces? We'll see. Hopefully we're able to find some buyers for a few of them, or for all of them. I think it would go a long way in terms of helping stabilize the channel and helping us get to a position that we want to be a few months down the road. Either way, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Whatever the case, though, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Play more games. That's why we're all here. I'll see you next time.